Hello, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, or wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is, hello to you. This is the TTVCA's Simply Tech Talk for the month of June in 2026, a very hot day here in the UK. We're doing something a bit different this month. We normally have one guest speaker and some question and answer sessions, but today we've got two. So you're going to be hearing from Leon Gicquel in a few moments, but we're going to be going over, first of all, to Steffi Lewis, and they're going to tell you about some really exciting things happening. So we'll come to you, Steffi, first. Take it away.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Just bear with me a minute. And there we go. So this is a very swift presentation about my latest SaaS product, which is Your Ping, because someone should notice if you don't check in. It's a daily sort of wellness check-in system for people who live alone, work remotely, sometimes go for days without speaking to friends and family. That's me. I wrote this for me, and then I realized everybody else can use it as well. So I tweaked it and made it work. So I've always had this worry. What happens if I go out to the toilet in the middle of the night and I'm all bleary-eyed and I trip over a cat and go head first down the stairs? How long would it be before my best friend found my crumpled corpse and went and hid all the naughty things in my house that my mum shouldn't see? Well, I mean, to me, I mean, I'd probably get noticed that I wasn't around after 24 hours because I'm very active online. But for other people, it can go for days, weeks, months. In the case of poor old Joyce Finison in London, it was years. And they found her with the TV still on. So, this is a genuine worry of a lot of people who do live on their own. So who's it for? So if you're living alone, if you work from home, if you've got a very small support network, distant family members, and you go for days without talking to others, there are a lot of people like that. That's pretty simple how it works. So solo home workers, solo people, you just live on your own, but also family connections. So those with elderly parents can check in with them up to 3 times a day, and even families with children living away. So they've moved into their own house for the first time, they've gone to university, van lifers, they might have a van and go off living there as well. So there's loads of reasons why you are on your own, and there's loads of reasons why you need to be checked in on. How does it work? Well, you can set up 3 check-ins, morning, afternoon, evening. It doesn't matter, actually. There's 3 check-ins. You put them whatever time you want them to be. And you can begin with browser push. So if you're working at your computer, you can use browser push. Although there is a bit of an issue, you've got multiple monitors. I can explain that. SMS is very reliable, and also email as a backup as well. The key thing is, if your ping doesn't hear from you by a certain time, it actually reaches out to all your trusted contacts that you've put in there and says, "Oi, we haven't heard from so and so today. You might want to reach out to them." In fact, I did that yesterday because I was building a new dressing table upstairs. I missed my afternoon check-in, and my best friend was on Facebook Messenger going, "Oi, where are you?" And I was like, "What?" So eventually she phoned me, and we had a conversation and we laughed about it, which was good. So it does work. There's an example check-in, start time 9 a.m. and then straight away it'll try and push to my laptop computer, this computer. But there's also room for 3, so I could use it. So if it doesn't hear from me 5 minutes later, it could try the next computer or the one after that. And after 15 minutes, so at 9:15, if I haven't checked in on any of the devices, it would send me an SMS text message. And if it doesn't hear from me, again, after that, email. And then after 3 hours, I've actually changed that to 1 hour for me. It would actually reach out to my bestie. So what happens if I don't check in? That's it. Well, we have busy lives. There might be physical causes, there might be mental health issues. You might be having a duvet day and just don't want to answer the phone. You might have a flu and you need some help there. And yeah, we're just busy and stressful daily life. So there's loads of reasons why you'd want to check in with people. Amy's there to help you set up. Amy is Amy. She's my bot, Amy, and she's there to help. So whether you're new to your ping or tweaking the settings, or just want to have tell you a joke about cats, then she will do that. And of course, we're working towards net zero as well. So for every subscription, we plant a tree through Tree Nation's global projects. There's about 88 of them around the world at the moment. And we're also working with Strike Climate to fund verified carbon removal initiatives. So we are committed to net zero by offsetting the footprint of our websites, servers, and technology. And finally, coming soon, roll call. So this is an expansion of the Your Ping universe. So Your Ping is currently one person being checked in on with multiple trusted contacts. This is about one person checking in on lots of people at the same time. So a vicar might want to set up all the elderly people who live in a village, or a GP might want to get involved, or a charity or community groups. I'm actually talking to a charity who support independent living at the moment. So we're talking to them about them getting involved and setting up roll call and reaching out to, they've got about 800 people they look after. I think we might have to split that into groups, but it provides reassurance and gives those responsible an instant overview of who's checked in and who may need extra support. So that's it. So there's my website, because somebody should notice if you don't check in. Alternatively, when I was developing it, because my tagline was, because I don't want my cats eating my face. The other one would be, because I don't want my mum finding all my naughty things in my bedroom, which is why my best friend has to get there first. So I'm just going to press escape there. I'm going to minimize that and I'm going to show you what's underneath. When you sign up, it's either for me, for a loved one, for a group. I haven't developed that yet, so I'm not letting anybody else see it yet. But here we go. You put in your details, come in from when you sign up. If you change your email or password, obviously you get booted out and you have to sign back in again. Options, I want to use browser push. I don't want to use browser push. I want to use email. I don't. Reach out to trusted contacts. I'm not okay. That's actually permanently on. You can't really change that, but you can do that. So, for example, my best friend looks after her mum, and even if her mum does check in, she still gets a message to say Linda's just checked in, which is good. There's your push devices. You give it a name, you connect to it. It just sets up and says, do you want to allow permissions? Yes. Then you've got your trusted contacts as well, and you can send them an SMS and an email just to check that they're working. And then you set your sequences up. So I've subscribed at the top here. I'm subscribed to 3 check-ins a day. It's £4.99 for one, £7.49 for two, and £9.99 for three. And you can switch between them. So once you've subscribed, you can start with one and then up it to two, up it to three, or down it from 3 to 1. It's up to you. So those are your check-in sequences. You just tell it how many minutes, and obviously that progresses through. And that's it. Literally is it. And once you've set it up, you can log out, or you just leave it on the page and have a look. I'm not going to show you my dashboard because it's got loads of information about my subscribers, and I'd rather not do that. But I am slowly getting subscribers. I want them to come a lot quicker. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much, and I'm going to stop the share. That's it, because somebody should notice if you don't check in.
Fabulous. Fabulous. That's looking really good.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is looking really good. I like a lot of your marketing around it as well. I still prefer my favorite is still, you don't want your cat to eat your face.
Yeah.
It's still by far my favorite. Mind you, the one you have with the dog's face as well, that's
oh yeah, with the doggy nose in the camera.
in the camera. Yeah, that's yeah, they are really good. I mean, definitely bang on. It's definitely work. It's almost surprising something like that's not out there already.
There are a few out there, and there are a few professional service providers who do similar things.
Right.
But the corporate ones are really expensive, and the ones in America are very woo-woo. It's about, if you're not happy, then we'll put you in touch with someone who can have a chat with you who's also on the system. And no, you don't want that. You just want to, check in with somebody, and that's it. And that's what the system does. And if you don't check in, it'll just tell everybody that you didn't check in.
You didn't check in. How when are you planning on having like maybe the organization kind of one?
I'm starting work on roll call this weekend. I'm still trying to figure out how. I mean, do I want to do? Is it just going to be one check-in a day?
Yeah.
And with notifications, or am I just going to say go and it just checks in? And I've got to realize how I'm going to do it, because if I've got 3 check-ins a day for individuals,
Yeah,
I should probably have 3 check-ins a day for groups, but I may just start with one. you know, and
Fair enough.
it'll be automated.
So our health and safety company, because I had to sort something out just for my engineers getting back late and things like that. But I could probably arrange a meeting with them because it'd probably be useful for them. I'll have a chat with them actually. I know it's not fully made yet, but I could I should see them next. I should see the whole company next week actually. So I might be able to have a word and see if they want to talk to you about it, because then they might be able to give you some ideas.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way I've been looking at roll call is for well, for charities, you know, but it also works just as well for families. So if you've got a big family, you can say at 10 o'clock every day, hey, check in, check in, check in, and just sends you a text and checks you in. And it's better than phoning your mum 3 times that, you know, in the morning, that sort of thing, and annoying them. There's loads of reasons to use roll call, but on the flip side of the coin, there's loads of reasons to use for me or for a loved one. The only difference between for me and for a loved one is you don't get push in for a loved one side because you're setting it up for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So for me, if you work from home, work remotely, you're at your computer all day, use that. If it's for your mum or your kids, then use for a loved one. And if you're looking after a number of people, so like, you know, mum could check in with a family, 4 or 5 family members, or a vicar could check in with all the elderly people in the village, you know. So roll call is the group version.
Yeah.
So whereas the one side is for an individual, the other side of the coin is for a group, you see, so it sort of flips everything on its head.
Yeah, good work. Lovely, jubbly. Any questions for Steffi? Nobody wants a cat bite in their face?
I think you probably all know it well enough by now.
No, cool. No, that's wicked. Thank you very much, Steffi. Much appreciated. We can move over to Leon. Are we ready?
Well, I'll just share my screen, shall I? Perfectly easy. That one there. So this is the dashboard. So this is currently for ISO 27001 only, as you can see in the bottom corner. Then we've got all the other cyber certifications which are going to be added on later on. There's going to be way more than that there is there. But yeah, so the reason I made this is because ISO 27001 is just stupidly expensive. I went to the International Cyber Expo and said to people, oh, what's it cost to get ISO 27001? And the minimum price was 20,000. It's like, oh, who can afford that? I don't know a single micro company that can afford that. So I thought that's not right. So I'm on a bit of a Batman justice for all kind of thing. We're to make this cheaper for everybody. So it should be hopefully about 1/10 of the price of what it would cost to get a contractor in to come and do it for you. So let's go into it. This is kind of what it looks like. So down here, this is how far you need to get down the bottom. You start off, you're putting in your organization data, stakeholders. These are all the mandatory requirements for ISO 27001. Things like the scope. Here you're looking at the locations that you've got. You might have multiple offices. You're looking at the people. So you need to list all your people, and it's whether they've got internet access, whether they've got email access, and that affects the risk score. Then you put in your hardware. This can be routers, printers, desktops, laptops, all that kind of stuff. Any kind of hardware that might be able to be hacked or have any kind of information on it which you wouldn't want to be made public. I haven't got this far yet, so resource allocation, that's all about providing funds to anything that needs it. Things like continuous monitoring, certifications like this, If your hardware needs to be cooled, so you might need a Havoc aircon unit type thing. And then moving down the list, which I can't click on because I haven't completed this one yet. That's what I was frantically doing when you were trying to put me into a breakout room earlier, getting as far as I could, because it literally got uploaded to the server this morning. So yeah, risk acceptance criteria. That is what you deem as a. I'll see if I can. It won't let me. Nah. Need to input something into here and see if I put in. So what we're going resource allocation, none. Copy. Funding required, no. Is it going to let me? Nope. Something needs to go in there and there. Yep, cool. Right, so I can now just move on to the next one. I've put nothing in that. There we go. So here, the risk acceptance criteria. Effectively, what you need to do is you can select whether you want high, low, or moderate. Spotted something already. What you should be able to do is select. Here it should have it all already ticked. It's not. But low risk is you accept anything that's in the green. Moderate, it's you select anything that's in the yellow and below. High risk, it's not quite 5/5, but it's up in the reds. And then customization, you can select wherever you want, and it will just select anything that's got the same risk score as whatever you've selected. So there we go. Is that going to let me submit that? Yep, cool. Right, so risk assessments. Now, what it should do here, unfortunately, I've not put in much in the way of assets, because what it will do is it will take your asset and automatically apply risk assessments to that and give it a risk score. And if it's not within the risk appetite that you've selected, then you need to put in the controls. I'll see if it will it let me. No, you need to put something in. Desktop one. Yep. Description. Oh, didn't want to do that. None. Submit. So it's now generating the risk assessment, and you anything that it generates by itself, you can always edit as well, just in case you think that's not right. That's AI hallucinating. You can always adjust anything you want. And then once it's done the risk assessments, it compares it against the risk appetite. And if it's not, hopefully we'll get to that shortly, you can apply the controls. So all the controls are already laid out in ISO 27001, and you have to select which ones apply to you. Any that don't apply or do and don't apply, they form the what's called the statement of applicability. And an auditor will look at your statement of applicability and then see what is what you need to comply to, and he will then look at the controls you've got to what risks you've got and assess you accordingly. Right, this is possibly taking too long. So I don't know whether it's taking too long or not. I don't know how long it takes because it's the first time I've done it. So after the you filled in all the controls and the statement of applicability, you then need to and everything's within the tolerance for your risk. Obviously, at any point, if something you can't get into the risk tolerance, you can then simply you've got the you put it against insurance, things like that, to mitigate the insurance, or you've got mitigate, remove, reduce, and all that kind of stuff. So you can do other things to mitigate the risk, or get rid of the risks, or palm it off to somebody else, like an insurance company. And then what it'll do is, once everything's ready to within tolerance, then it will automatically produce for you all the policies, the procedures. It will automatically produce for you slide decks as well as PDFs, so that you can then present it to your company. So presuming you've got hundreds of people in your company, you then need to go and show them all the slides to say, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, this is what you need to do, this is what you can do, what you can't do, and things like that. And then also, we've already got some upgrades planned, one of which is in the bottom corner, your system tray, there's going to be a little icon, and when you click that, you'll be able to view all of the policies and procedures that you may need. So every employee will be able to do that. So they will easy access to know what they can and can't do. And that is that. Apart from one of the next things he's going to be doing after this is the audit section. So we want an auditor to be able to view this. So there's going to be separate auditor logins. They're going to be able to select what percentage they want to audit, and everything, including all the evidence, will be presented to him. Evidence will be collated on things like email, various sort of integrations, so that everything that he needs will be just presented to him. So this will minimize his need to come to the company, to so therefore reducing the cost for the audit, as well as all the stuff that preludes the audit. And that is it.
Awesome. Looking good.
Is that clear as mud?
Clear as mud.
First time I've seen it as well. So
when do you think you'll have it all sort of up and running, live, ready to go?
Well, obviously he's uploaded it this morning. We'll go through it, check everything works correctly. I've already noticed a few things. I've not found any issues so much as I've seen things I don't quite like. It's like there's too many pop-ups. It's like, do you want to submit this record? Yes. Then it comes up, are you sure? Yes. You've submitted it, then you have to click yes again. It's like, there's too many clicks for one action.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
You only need a secondary confirmation on a delete.
yes. Yeah.
That's I've always worked that. Do you want to delete this? Are you sure? And that's it.
Yeah.
Rest of the time, just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it sorted.
If you're adding it, you can always then delete it if it's not right. So yeah. Absolutely.
So how are you going to advertise that, sort of as a cyber security dashboard, sort of all your certifications in one place, if you like?
Yeah, well, we because as you know, I am rubbish at sales. Our friend who you know, Vicky Poole, she's lined up, ready to go to do the sales side of it.
Fabulous.
Because she's done cybersecurity sales in the past.
Even better, added bonus. Bit more difficult to sell cybersecurity if you've not sold it before or don't understand it, one or the other. Steffi?
I was going to say, is this a one and done kind of thing, or do they have to keep logging in and refreshing it every year?
Oh yeah, it's a continuous process. It works on the plan, do, check, act cycle. So you plan it, you do it, you check it. Anything that needs to be changed, you react to that, and then the cycle goes again. It's set up so that every year all the policies and whatnot all need to be checked, and the asset list, we're looking to integrate it with things like Intune, so it will automatically update, and then it will automatically insert all your risk assessments. They then obviously need to be checked. So there's different logins. You've got user logins, manager logins, and admin logins, as well as MSP and global admin as well. A manager will be assigned to a policy or process or anything, and all those kind of things, and they will have to then check it to make sure it's okay. Once they've signed it off, then the clock starts again for another year, a year for them to check it. we're looking at a method of staggering them as well. So you don't want, if you do it all in the first month, you don't want to have to then do everything again in the next month. So if you stagger it, like every month you do something new to keep it rolling, as opposed to being Labor Day on one particular month. That would be rubbish.
Definitely not involved in all those.
The audits are every year as well. There's 3 different types of audits. There's an initial audit, then there's a preliminary audit, and then a certification audit as well. So they roll through every 3 years.
Oh yes, the joys. Joys of all that documentation.
Yes.
Fills me with dread.
Well, this
As much
does it.
as I like a bit of documentation. I'm just updating one of our policies, and our compliance manager went, "Oh yeah, so you've got to update it here, here, and here, right?" Don't worry.
With ours, because it's got the OpenAI API attached to it, you can just say, "I don't like this." Add something, and it'll do it for you automatically.
Which is always nice. Always nice. No, that's it's looking good though. Looking good. You'll have to keep us posted on when it's up and running.
Yeah.
Full and you're happy and stuff. And if there's anything else you want to show us later in the year, give me a shout. We can do another run through and see where it's at.
Sounds good. Yeah, it'd be good later on in the year, once I've got, if I put effectively a company through it, probably mine first, so that everything's out and you can show people. Don't want to show anybody somebody else's data.
No.
Yeah.
That would be all sorts of wrong on your you've got a GDPR button on there, so
yeah.
let's not go down that way. Any questions for Leon? Any more questions?
Yeah, Leon. I obviously deal with risk every single day in the industry that I'm in, and obviously websites are currently going through big changes with privacy policies, terms and conditions, and stuff like that, which they're now adding in chargebacks and things like that as well. Would you engage with some of my customers? Like as soon as a customer applies for a plugin, we put it through risk. AI checks it all out, along with humans, of course. But eventually we go back to the customer saying, you need to rewrite this, or there's bits missing, or get this uploaded onto your. So we put some recommendations. But there is legal procedure that if they don't do that and then they trade through their website,
yeah,
then it could be classed as mis-selling and false. Again, is that the type of stuff? Again, I've got customers every day, particularly on the e-com side, that's looking for somebody to do policies and rewrite things for them and all that kind of good stuff. Is that the type of opportunities you'd want to be presented with?
It is the kind of thing that this does, but obviously this is geared specifically towards ISO 27001 at the moment. But yeah, there's we could certainly use it to populate policies for people.
Okay.
But one thing we are looking at is having a free version, and you just get a load of policies for free. You can sign. Obviously, you're giving us your data, and then you can just help yourself to the policies.
Yeah. Okay.
Which would be your main ones for that, for free?
Say again, sorry?
Which policies would you use for free?
We can add whatever you like, really. If I try and find it.
I was just thinking, like some of like your anti-bribery policies, your AI policies.
Yeah.
All those boring ones. GDPR policy.
Yeah, try and log out.
Normally it's normally on if MD's buying stuff on your website or has purchased products from you, all they want is it's almost like your little wee guarantee that you're posting up on there to say, I've got a returns policy, or I've got a SLA policy, and if you fall behind it, then the bottom line is they can pursue you. But if you're meeting all that kind of stuff and every tick's in the box, then that adds to your profile.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I've got to log into the main thing. I can't see the bit at the beginning where when you're logging in or when you're setting up your account, it tells you what policies there are. But we can literally put in whatever you like. That's not a problem. We can add to that.
Perfect.
Cheers, mate.
Good to point out. Obviously, keep Graham, keep Leon posted. Have a chat maybe when it's a bit further. Well, when you're a bit happy with major tweaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
All good in the hood.
Well
Any
done
more?
for hanging in there, Leon.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming,
Yeah.
hasn't it? So we
It has
finally
been since November last year, so that's 19 months.
bit longer than the 3 expected. So
Yeah.
but no, it's looking good. It is definitely looking like a good product, worth the wait. I would say it looks nice and clean and probably help a lot of people out, like Graham said, with the policies that nobody likes writing or doing.